What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with Tactical Gaming, bringing you guys a very interesting video. So, after the 31st of May, the whole pistol brace thing with the ATF is going to go into effect. Now, this isn't going to be any kind of legal advice because I'm not a lawyer, but I do know the Constitution, and the way the Constitution is literally set up and structured is to the point to where the first 10 amendments of our Bill of Rights cannot be altered, changed, or messed with, or amended in any way, shape, or form. Okay? So, what the ATF currently is trying to do right now is scare tactic any new gun owners into registering their ARs of any kind, whether it be an AR-10 like this, which is based in 308. This is a CMMG, one of the best ones ever, right? Rip brace and everything. I love these things. Now, they want to say that these things, right, make the gun dangerous. Now, for anyone who knows, safe and clear. There's nothing in there. See, nothing in there. That's all my guns. Okay. Now, there's different variants and styles of pistol brace ARs or AR types. So this one, right? This is a 45 ACP. This actually shoots a pistol round. Okay, so this is a PCC, pistol caliber carbine. Yeah. But so this one you don't have to worry about because it shoots a pistol round, right? But now see what the ATF is doing, and this is why I support HR 3212, because that will actually help either defund and or abolish completely everything the ATF has been doing, has done, and plans on doing, and just gets rid of them completely, because the ATF has not been doing their actual job. They're going after people over FRT triggers. They're going after people over solvent traps. They're going after people for legal purchases that they've made. Now, how did they acquire that information? Well, they acquired it illegally, much like most of the stuff that they have done. They've done a lot of illegal things to the American citizens. Now, the Second Amendment is shall not be infringed. That's as easy as it can go. The right of the people to bear arms, and that does not mean for hunting, that does not mean for, oh, hey, I need this to go out here, so all I should need is, a bolt action rifle. No, no. Our forefathers set that in place just in case if our government became tyrannical like the government that we came from. We ran from a tyrannical kingdom, okay? We wanted to be free for religion, speech, everything, right? That was the whole purpose of the original settlers coming over to America. Now, the funny thing is, of course, the king decided to say, hey, y'all found this belongs to me because you were my citizens, and then started taxing the people and putting soldiers of his into people's homes and making them feed his soldiers, which then just made things worse for the people. He was taxing them on everything. They could hardly even feed themselves and their families, right? So then the Boston Tea Party happened. And a lot of people like to say and use the Boston Tea Party as a reason on why BLM did all their riots. Well, that's a bunch of BS, because the people who did the Boston Tea Party paid for everything that they broke. Now, they didn't pay for the tea because the tea was theirs. They grew that tea. That tea belonged to the United States citizens at that time, the colonists. Okay? So they threw all that tea in the Boston Harbor and said, hey, you want to be unfair to us? You're not getting anything from us anymore. Now, the locks and anything else that they broke on those ships to get to the tea, they replaced with their own money. So you can't use the Boston Tea Party as a reasoning for allowing BLM to sit there and do millions of dollars of damage across the country in the billions of dollars, from California all the way up to freaking Washington, all the way over to New York and everything else. All of that damage they did, you cannot compare to what our forefathers set forth when we started becoming a free country. Okay? Now, the Second Amendment of shall not be infringed literally means shall not be infringed. We have the right to bear arms in self-defense against a foreign or domestic tyrannical government trying to take away our rights. Okay? So, any law that goes against your right to bear arms is an illegitimate law and is not to be followed. Now, our Congress, our Senate, the government that we have, they keep pushing it a little bit more and more and more and more. Now, what we, the people, need to do is now put our foot down and say, no more. Shall not be infringed means shall not be infringed. Meaning, you cannot say, we can't own any of this. Because I've said in my videos before, you can own a tank. If you have the money to own an F-15 or like an airship carrier or anything else like that, you can own it. That is why the government makes it so expensive to make these planes, these tanks, or anything else, so that way you can't own it. It's not because that's how much it costs. No, 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 no. The government puts forth the cost of anything. They choose how much they want to make something. Okay? Much like how the Treasury determines on how much money they're going to put out into the economy and how much they're going to hold until they really need it. It's the same concept, okay? Because all the money that the federal government has is your money because they took it from you from taxes, okay? And I still stand by the taxation is theft standard. They are taking your money and they're using it to send to overseas to help all these other people and, also defunding police and everything else, okay? So when it comes to the Second Amendment, it literally means they cannot do anything to you. So legally, they cannot actually sit there, especially the ATF, with their whole flip-floppy, oh, well, hey, you can just separate it and keep it away over here, or you can take something that's on a gun like this, right? Now, this is my full-out AR, right? Full-size AR with a stock on it, okay? Now, ATF, the leader of the ATF, the head of the ATF says, oh, you can just take this off, take it off, right? And then you can put it on one of the other ones. Or what you could do is take this off, a full-length barrel, and put it onto your pistol-braced AR, which makes that technically almost an SBR, except it's a full-length barrel with a pistol brace on it. They want to act as if the pistol brace is more effective than this. Now, you see this, right? This gives you plenty to put against your shoulder, okay? See that? That makes it more stable for you, okay? So how is this right here, so this right here to this right here, this is how much you have to put against your shoulder. But technically, by ATF rules, you can't put that against your shoulder. So this is supposed to be like this. See? Not against your shoulder. It's supposed to be like this. So then, how does this piece of plastic here make it more deadly than this right here? Okay? Something that gives you more of a purchase against your shoulder makes it more easy to shoot and more stable. Not this. Now, this and that are both the same effect. It's the same gun, shoots both the same bullet, just one has a shorter barrel. That's it. Literally. That's it. Which then, if you know how velocity works, actually means that this one, velocity standard, is nowhere near as deadly as this one because it has a longer barrel that it's going through. The longer the barrel, the faster the bullet. Science. Okay? Now, if you are a new gun owner, do not let the ATF fearmonger you into signing your rights over by registering your pistol brace. Okay? They're saying it's free. It's not free. And I don't mean they're actually going to charge you money because, that's already a lie if they actually did. But, no. The whole point is when they get pulled in front of Congress and in front of the courts, they're going to use any name, all the list, whoever signs up for it, they're going to use those people's names as a reasoning to change the rule. And then they're going to keep changing rules. Okay? The only ones that can put forth into anything into a law is the Senate. And it has to be voted. So, to open up anyone's eyes, the Senate has not voted in anything when it comes to a pistol brace changing at all. And once again, this is a stock, not a pistol brace. Piece of plastic. A piece of plastic, they're saying, makes the gun more deadly. It makes it so much more deadly. No, it doesn't. At all. What makes the weapon deadly? The weapon in general. The tool. This is a tool. And this tool can be used for one to two things. Defense and or offense. That is the purpose of this tool. Now, the same thing can be said about hammers, shovels, pickaxes, or anything else, because you can kill someone with a rock. Is the United States government going to start outlawing rocks? Or hammers? Or knives? Because in all those other countries that, don't have gun violence, right? They have stabbings. They have people being assaulted with hammers or acid or other stuff because they have access to it. It doesn't matter. And the whole pistol brace rule only affects you and me, the law-abiding citizen. Okay? It doesn't affect a criminal. It doesn't stop them from getting a hold of a pistol-braced AR or AK or AR-10 or anything like that. Because they are criminals. And criminals will do what criminals do. Now, see, I'd be totally for the ATF if they did their jobs. If they went after gang members, cartel members, illegal gun runners, all that other kind of stuff, which is what they were actually first amended and put into power. They're not even a legitimate agency. They only keep going because they keep getting funded. A lot of people believe that the ATF are like the FBI, but the ATF was created because the FBI was spread thin with all their investigations that they are currently doing. And at that time, when the ATF was created, their whole goal was to go after alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Because there was illegal sales all across the board, and the FBI couldn't handle on top of all of their other things that they were investigating and working on. So, the government created an interim agency, interim meaning temporary, to take up this mantle of alcohol, firearms, and tobacco, all that, right? To then go after these people. And they are doing good for a little bit. But then, somewhere, some way, they got political. They stopped hiring legitimate agents, and now they hire people who, if need be to be into a firefight, would not be useful. Look at all of the ATF agents who are going door to door looking for FRT triggers, solvent traps, and everything else. These people, you can tell, would not sit there and be in a firefight. They would run away or sit there and cry and pee their pants. So it's kind of ridiculous that they're going to law-abiding citizens and asking on why they bought this or do they have this thing that they purchased legally, right? Because you don't see ATF going door to door in a gang member's neighborhood looking for gang members who have illegal guns, do you? No. Because they know if they did, they'd get shot. That's why they're going to your homes. They're going to scare you because you're the easy target. Because they know you won't shoot at them. They know you won't use your gun in defense against them because all they are doing is taking your gun, right? No, they're taking your means to defense. Now, they're also trying to vie and take away your defense to or your actual availability to own body armor. They're trying to make it illegal to own body armor in certain states. Now, it's only two. One was, I think, Michigan, and the other one, California. Go figure, California, Nazi California. But mostly everywhere else is totally fine. Why would you want to take away body armor purchases from law-abiding citizens? Like, the fact that the government is so afraid of the people that, pay them money, like, kind of baffles me, right? It should baffle everybody. It should sit there and go, Why is my government, who's taking my tax dollars from me to, send and do all this other kind of stuff that's supposed to be actually for us, right? But yet they're giving it to, Ukraine. They're paying Russian oligarchs to bring oil over to the Americas. They're paying Chinese corporations to send over microchips and all this other kind of stuff. They're literally paying our enemies, people who hate us, our tax dollars. I think it's time that the American people stand up and say no more. You keep going after our guns, we're going to vote you out of office. You keep trying to take more and more from us, we're going to vote you out of office. And if you don't like that, we're going to remove you from office. Because that's what the 10 Amendments are about. And that is actually why we have the Second Amendment. Read up on the Second Amendment. We have the right to remove presidents, vice presidents, senators, governors, mayors, it doesn't matter. Any sitting official who is in government. We have the right to remove them, whether it be immediately or through votes. We've done votes. It's time that the American people actually stand up and defend their rights. I'm not saying get violent. Oh, no, 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 no. Not violence. But I think it's time that the United States people truly unite and come together and show our government who runs this country. We run this country. We make sure that the tax dollars are made. We make sure that corporations and companies run because we're the workers. We are the workers, not them. The government just sits there and talks and talks and talks and talks and talks. This is both Democrat and Republican. It does not matter. The title does not matter. This current government is greedy, is unjust, and does not care. And it's time that everyone across the board, whether it be a president, all the way down to a lowly, state seat person, they all need to start being thrown in prison for either selling, secret information to China or selling off land to China or Russia or anyone else, like they have been in the Midwest, like they have been in New York, like they have been in Michigan, like they have been all over the country. The government thinks you're stupid. That's why they're sitting there throwing all this other BS out there to keep your mind occupied instead of, oh, hey, look, we're trying to take your guns away so that, our Nazi friends over in, communist Russia and communist China can come over and take everything over. Because what's the best way to take over a country? Oh, I don't know. Let China buy some farmland in the Midwest. Let all these Chinese migrants that are coming across the U.S. border into these areas, because once they get there, government's not going to be able to touch them because it's public-private land, so they can't actually do it. Public? Oh yeah, totally fine. Private? No. So, all these Chinese corporations up in Michigan, they're going to be hiring all these illegal Chinese people, which you can guarantee there's going to be some in there that are actually legitimately running away from their corrupt government over in China. But you can guarantee more than half of them aren't. More than half of them are going to be sleeper cell agents working for China, waiting for the call to rise up and then destabilize our country. We need to pay attention to what they're doing. We need to stop all Chinese sales of anything in this country. China and Russia needs to be sanctioned. They need to be shown that they do not run nothing. And with what China and Russia and all these other countries are doing, trying to form this Brexit thing, should also wake America up. Because you can guarantee all these countries that join in together, they're going to attack us. And there's going to be a World War III, and it's going to be led by Russia and China. It's going to happen. Whether it's within the next few years, next 10, 20, or 30 years, it all depends on who we vote in next and who we have lead this country. It's time to get Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, friggin' Pelosi, and all these other people out of office, AOC, all of these fucking people, Ilhan Omar, all these Democrats and Republicans who are clearly not for the betterment of the American people. That's the people born here and the people who legally migrate here. Okay? These people are the ones who they should be taken care of, not any illegals coming across the border seeking asylum. Because that's what they're saying. They're seeking asylum, but from what? And if so, there's legal means of doing that, and that's what they should be doing, but they're not. So, Pay attention and do not register your ARs. Do not register anything like that to the ATF because they're going to use your name and put you under a number, and you're going to be on their registry as well. So you think that you're going to help yourself when in all actuality, you're going to be one of the very first people that the United States secret police are going to show up to your door and take your guns and possibly throw you in a camp. Just like Hitler did when he created a gun registry, when he became into office over in Nazi Germany, before Germany became Nazis. Pay attention to history. That's why it's one of the most important things, because we are doomed to repeat horrible events again. Like, share, and subscribe, spread the word, and stand up for this great country. The best country in the world, even with our faults, we're still better than others. Because we accept people for who you are, as long as you're good and you contribute to this great country. Be safe out there. Take care of each other. Have a good one, guys.